course she moved it. She said, this weak little girl, Thorne, let me show you how a mama gets it done. Let me show you how queens do what needs to be done. Talk about stay back. Fiwa. Hey guys, it's your girl Aisha, K Geek XX Chic, and we are back with another reaction to The Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live. We're now on to episode 3, which is called Bye. So, last episode was phenomenal. Like every episode so far, there's only been 2. They've both been masterpieces. I think that my reactions have let you know how I felt about them, but in case it needs to be said, let's say it. They've been fantastic. We got to see Rick's story in episode 1, where he's been, what he's been up to, where his mind is, how he got to where he is when they eventually meet at the end of the episode. And then last episode, we got to see Michonne's side of the story, what happened after she left Alexandria to look for Rick, the trials she went through and her first exposure to the CRM, and eventually how she gets to the place where she finally meets up with Rick. We see that their reunion is absolutely beautiful and emotional and all those amazing things, but it's short-lived because Rick already had called for backup before they went down, so the CRM was arriving and he knew that there was no way that the two of them would be able to leave at that point without getting caught. So he tells Michonne what she needs to do to get into the CRM as a, shall we say, a version of herself. And he basically says that they're going to try to find a way to get away. But I really don't know what he was thinking at that point, because we saw just moments before that in the helicopter that he had told Okafor that he wasn't going to try to run away anymore. But anyhow, so they finally do both get inside and they're trying to figure out how they could possibly leave. But we see that they've got a huge obstacle that is named Jadis, that bowl cut headed. Anyways, she knows everything. Other than Okafor, she's the only person who knows everything about Rick, Michonne, and where they come from. And she leaves Rick with a threat, basically stating that if he tries to leave with her, she will go after everything that he cares about. And of course, at this point, Rick knows that his people and his daughter are still back in Alexandria. So we ended the episode with Jadis asking what Rick is actually planning and why he would bring her there, and we don't get an answer. So things are starting to heat up. We know that they can't stay. There's no way that Michonne is going to be able to stay in this environment and stay away from her kids like that. Will she be able to ignite that fire back into Rick to try again and figure out a way? And how do they do it? Because I honestly don't know. Jadis has always been a problem. I watched World Beyond, I should say, and I know that Jadis is absolutely willing to do the absolute worst to get ahead and to protect herself. So yeah, the real question is, what is she willing to do? How far is she willing to go? And what's our duo going to do to get away? They need to get out of there. They need to get out of there. So I'm ready to get into the episode. I think I've talked enough. Let's get into it. Just before I do, though, if you'd like to be notified when I do more uploads, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell. And please continue to show love to these videos. I appreciate all the love and support you guys have been showing me so much. All right, that out of the way, let's get into the episode right now.
Hey, can you pass me a napkin? Hi, Rick.
Okay. I had a feeling someone was bringing out the fact that she said long-standing deal last episode, and I didn't even catch on.
Looking for a fancier place? There's a decent spot this way.
Hag. At least her hair isn't completely repulsive.
And if we came across lost souls who needed saving, we would hold them and give them to the CRM.
All right, that's honest.
In exchange, we got supplies.
You got supplies and y'all couldn't get, like, proper clothes?
You brought me somewhere. I can't leave.
Right? Like, can we just deep that?
CRM doesn't take chances. But I did. Because I owed you.
Why aren't you working consignment?
Let's do that math. Shall we?
Me. Right.
Exactly.
Me.
That's right. You think he's done? Okay.
People that we left behind, their children's children will have a world.
I'm going home.
Right? That's your plan, sis.
But I did save your life.
That is true.
That is what happened.
However, it was to fully benefit yours. So let's not try to do the whole angel complex, please.
I'm making a call. If I argue for her, they'll think I'm emotional, indebted. You gotta make sure she stays.
Okay.
Talking about? He's dead. No, he's not. Because we're here.
Oh, poetical.
Are you here, Rick? Are you a part of
talk about this later? Just save who he said to save.
They trust you more. He trusted you more. Look, it took me a long time. You helped me.
Oh, you better play that emotional manipulation, Rick.
She should be too.
That's right. You fight for your baby. But I don't know. Thorne may not like this. She was definitely manipulated.
You're thinking about killing me.
Yeah. Since the first episode that I will.
Not today.
Oh, Rick. That's the murder Rick I love.
Throwing it away because you needed to get in the middle of something you have nothing
Right?
to do with.
Period.
To do with it. Our fates are bound. You, Michonne, me.
No, girl. You are vastly overestimating your importance.
So I would have to go and kill all of you.
That's a load of crap. That's a load of crap, and you know it.
This was your
Mess. Yes.
This is you.
I just put a little file among my possessions telling them everything they need to know about you.
So they'll just say you were crazy. You're not going to be there to change the. Okay.
She doesn't belong here.
Then she shouldn't have come here.
Okay.
But that was her choice.
Was it? Was it her choice? Okay.
And it'll all blow back on me.
Is there a deal to be made?
Damn, I hate this.
No.
I hate it. I hate that he has to ask her.
They suspect that she's an A, but they still let her in. Thorne stepped up. Did you do that?
None of your damn business. Get out of my room. Hag.
You pulled that off.
You have no idea what Rick is capable of.
We're the last light of the world.
Shut up. No matter what mode she's in, she's talking straight nonsense.
You didn't threaten me or the people I loved before when I told you I was gonna get away.
It's because I knew you couldn't.
Oh, so you know I can now?
What changed?
You two together,
Mm-hmm.
you can do anything.
Richard, she just told you to your face. Rick Grimes, Michonne Grimes, listen, you said it in the Walking Dead Prime. The two of you, the world is yours. And she knows that. And you should have taken that to know if she's suddenly worried now. She knows if there's anybody who can do it, it's the two of you. So don't you worry, Boom. Let her spew all her little, I'm going to take everybody out that you know. It's going to blow back on me. I've got a file. Get your wife and get out of there.
I found the brave man. He's so much I don't know yet about the people here and how they were able to keep someone as strong as the brave man.
Oh,
for
honey.
so long.
It was hard. He tried. But I'm glad Michonne's starting to understand that it wasn't easy.
But Johto, they can't stop.
Period. Dot.
Cleo Clifton.
Okay.
Dana,
Bethune?
Bethune.
That's so biblical.
Think it's paradise for everyone?
I'm pretty sure it is.
Don't
For
ask
this
questions, Michonne.
I'm just happy to be with someone new who knows their shit.
You don't know if I know my shit.
Nah,
Oh.
what a good idea.
Yeah.
You radiate shit knowing.
Thank you. I'm like, girl, the black excellence is already shining through, ma'am. Rick, no. I mean, Michonne, don't do it. Don't do it. Leave it. Let it be. Sis. Why did she look like that? Was she bit already?
Yeah, you know your shit.
I mean, she can't help it, guys. When you're a badass, that shit just comes through, okay? Act natural. Act natural. Pretend you don't know each other. Act natural. Girl, you need to stop them little smiles. Y'all too much. Rick! Richard, not watching her walk away. You are hopeless. Y'all are hopeless.
But he dropped those bombs. Ending everything he was, everything he had.
The propaganda, again.
Some of you know what this sword means to me.
Swearing the sword.
Among other military antiquities being evacuated from the Museum of the American Revolution.
So you're a thief.
Or stolen.
Noted.
We don't know.
Yeah, I think we know.
The Battle of Fittler Square, and it saved my life. It was revolutionary.
Yeah, I'm Rick. Can we just zone this out? Like, anyway.
Gave me a choice. Said I could either come with him to save the world, or he would have to kill me. I told
that
him
a
not
choice?
to bother, that if he left me there, I'd be dead in a few days. He said, I do not agree with that assessment.
He was probably right.
That was you back then, not now.
How was it? And the man who changed everything for me is dead.
He is.
Don't thank me yet. I warned him you two weren't going to be worth the trouble, but he made a mission to prove me wrong. I keep thinking pharmacon. An ancient Greek word.
God, you're a talker.
Thing is, I'm not sure about you.
You shouldn't be.
I'm just not sure.
Interesting.
Thorne, I need to speak with you privately. Let's
Uh-oh.
get it right.
Yes, sir.
Why? Why? I mean, here is the thing. Just like with Michonne, like, Rick's got badass energy. Even when he's broken, he's still got badass energy. People can feel it. You just know when someone's a born leader. Beale, on the other hand, is a little... Anyhow.
I'm Command Sergeant Major Thorne now.
Congrats.
Bill promoted me.
Good for you. Why are you always drinking Rick's liquor? I don't like this habit you've developed.
I'm going to need you to take over logistics at Cascadia Ford Operating Base.
Where?
Every senior officer, every decision maker, the entire front line.
Really? Everybody, you say?
He also asked me about Kosani Bethune.
Of course he did.
She reflects on me now.
Well, you told them it was for Okafor.
I did. And it was. It was for you too.
Yes, it was.
And I can't have her pull me down. I just need you to know that.
She won't. I'll make sure.
You will.
Yeah. Get out of my room.
Thank you for listening, Rick.
Bye.
And for this.
Yeah. I don't even think he actually offered, but get out. Enjoy your little uniform.
What? No salute?
Yeah, sure. Feel important now? Run along. Beale is playing games too. He did that on purpose. He wants to see what Rick's gonna do. And he also is making sure Rick doesn't have internal allies anymore. It's interesting. You think that Beale would just take a shot at Rick, because he clearly knows that Rick is not all that he seems to be. My God, sir, what have you been stockpiling? Bridgeton. Is my man planning? He's plotting. He's plotting. Y'all need to stop tracking each other so hard in public. My God. Quickly. Was there writing on the ground? Tell them I'm sorry. Ellie? I don't know. I don't know if I like this, guys. This doesn't feel like I want them to go, but it doesn't feel right. Not with Beale and Jadis both looking at them.
Follow the map. There's a red canoe in the brush. I love you.
I love you both too. Oh, you got her so... Man, that's practically a wedding ring for these two. Oh. Rick Grimes walk. You know how long we've missed Rick Grimes' little walk? Oh my God, I'm nervous, guys. I don't know if this is gonna work. I don't know. I'm sick. Ugh. Is the boat still there? I don't know. I feel like someone's watching Rick. I don't trust it. No, I don't think I will be taking a swim. That's disgusting. Guys, I'm so tense. Clinching right now. There's a boat. There's no Rick. He's not just sending her away, is he? It's gotta look like y'all died, though. Rick. Shh, shh, shh. Is he just sending her away?
I'm not coming.
Oh, God.
The only way to get you back to Judith is that I stay here to make sure. I love you forever.
Oh,
If you
no.
love me, you'll go.
Will she go after all this? I can't see her walking away, not after all this.
She's gone. And you're helping me make her stay gone.
How is she gone?
None of your damn business. Just do what I ask.
She actually left without you.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not buying it either, to be fair. Right?
You still want to kill me, Rick?
Yes, God.
I can't kill you. People are a resource. You're
Yeah,
part of this
exactly. I'll say
family.
whatever you need to say.
I'll make sure I'm on point when Dana goes gone. And I will get to work, but any shit that rains down, it wasn't my doing.
Yeah, just leave. God, I hate you.
Kill me while we're nose to nose.
Oh, we will. I need Rick to take her out the same way he did, where he did that navel to nose thing.
Again, I did save your life.
Okay, that's
Now you
over.
get to save hers.
It's over.
You're a hero
Exactly.
with a shit haircut.
Thank you. Someone had to say it. Thank you, Richard. Thank you. Someone had to say it to her face.
You're in real trouble now, Sergeant Major.
Am I? She's back, isn't she? Sorry, Rick. I know you had to know your woman wasn't gonna leave. She's been searching for you for 2 MFing years. No way she was leaving your ass. And she's mad now. You see, she's mad. Ooh, Rick, you in trouble. You better not make eye contact right now, Rick, because it's gonna be bad for you.
She doesn't look like someone who relies on others for safety.
She's not. She's not. She's more of an A than Rick, to be perfectly honest. Don't make eye contact. Look at her. She's like, ooh, we gonna have a talk later, sir. We gonna have a talk later, sir. Whoo.
Keep walking.
Oh, you're getting added? You're getting a tone? Oh, sir, you pick. This is not the fight you want to pick. This is not the fight you want to pick.
To get away, you need someone on the inside. I'm that for you. I said that if you love me,
You don't get to dictate that, Rick.
you'd go.
You don't get to dictate that for her. Look at her face. Silly man. Silly, silly man. She didn't say, oh, Rick, when she don't say nothing, that's as bad as when a woman goes, okay, okay. It's going to be bad for you, sir. You're going to have a lot of making up to do.
I had a chance to go home, but I couldn't do it without the brave man. Maybe I should have.
I know your feelings are hurt, Michonne. Mine too.
You're the one who drew me.
Yes. Always you and the girl.
Wow.
There was a boy he asked me to draw.
Here we
but
were
I could
all-
never get it right for him.
Carl.
We were all thinking that Rick was an artiste. He was a fraud the whole time.
Took 3 years before he'd say names.
Wow.
You're Michonne and the girl is Judith. Is she here?
No.
You said he wanted the drawings for until he saw you again. Here you are.
Stop. He knows.
Would you stop talking like that? I told him,
I know what you told him. It helped me.
So he's the one. Because we were like, how the hell did Rick learn Japanese?
Now I'm looking for him.
Oh, stop it. You're so right. You just gotta, he's still in there, babe. You just gotta.
leave a little bit longer.
Exactly. Believe a little longer. Let him know he's not alone. And take out that bullheaded.
Bethune!
Glad she remembers her name. I would have been like, who? I'm not good with the fake name thing.
You know Sergeant Major Grimes, obviously.
Maybe.
I do.
I would have been like, I did, just to be salty.
I saw some interesting artwork.
Come with us.
Look at her. She's like, I'm really trying my best to act like a bee, but it's really hard. When you're a boss ass, you know what?
Sergeant Major Grimes saved my life once.
Okay.
It's my family now. My only family.
Oh, is that so? Okay. Rick's like, can you shut up? Now?
Why did you save him?
I was looking for people. It's safer with people.
Why did you save him?
I answered your question.
He was on the ground, helpless.
Because I made him helpless.
Him?
Yeah, actually.
I can't imagine him ever being helpless.
He was.
I don't know him,
Oh.
but he was about to die.
She is telling truths of truths right now.
I don't want to see anyone get killed, especially anyone that seems helpless.
That's right. Michonne was a lawyer, ma'am. You're not going to win this argument.
You're a leader. What we call an A.
I know.
You'll ask, what happened here? And why? And to whom?
Is this a test? Michonne's even that look like try something.
You would give me the answers.
A chance very few get. Very few in the entirety of this force. Very few in the world.
This is a test.
Yes.
Rick's got it in that murder Rick. He's got the murder Rick hold on the gun.
Sergeant Major. This consignee will be joining us for clearing operations at Cascadia Base.
Oh.
Provisional BDU.
Weapons?
Yes.
Kill stick only.
Oh, boo. It's like, I already know she can handle it. Look at what... Michonne! Stop it, Michonne! I can't with you. She looked at him like, I handled that on my own. Look at that. Look at that.
You're good at this.
Yes, she's strong. Rick and I'm not Okafor.
Yes, she is. Oh.
I know it all now.
Do
I
you?
see why we are out here doing this.
The objective is 200 plus incoming delts moving towards the breach. Flybys and dispersion charges are bound.
Look at Michonne's just staring at Rick. I can't.
The plan gets set back. Do we allow the plan to get set back?
Hell yes! Oh.
Consignee,
Stay on formation.
don't panic. Hit your PRB. You hit that button, and any CRM helicopter within 300 miles can come find you.
Oh, that's what Rick hit in the helicopter back in episode 1.
I don't agree with Okafor on everything. But he led from the ground up. I want to do that.
Interesting. Like she keeps saying, she's not Okafor. Okafor didn't believe in the CRM fully, but I guess she might be. I'm not sure.
Need to clear that now!
I love that Michonne, this is reminding me of Michonne when she first joined Rick's group. She just the observation that she's doing. Do you need help? I think you need help, sis. Michonne's like, so I'm not sitting here waiting for my... Of course she moved it. She said, this weak little girl, Thorn, let me show you how a mama gets it done. Let me show you how queens do what needs to be done. Talk about stay back. Fiwa. She won't. Michonne ain't scared. Y'all, you don't even know, girl. You think you've been out there. You think you know something. You don't know nothing. Look at her face. She living for this. Out of my way. Move. Get down.
Let's go.
Y'all don't need to be working together in public so they see that you're all a team. Stop it. The fact that Mama Michonne was gonna do that on her own, no, I don't think you understand. Rick is so turned on right now. Not holding hands. Y'all have no chill. I can't. Those two have no chill. Does it blow up? It blows up. Y'all, get it together. Get it together! She's not that far away. Are you done fighting now? Are we done fighting? Yes, we're done fighting, I guess. Y'all, I get it, but come on. Sis is... Okay, maybe right here in the leaves then.
They'll find us. They will.
We'll make it so they can't.
You're gonna have to work at it, Michonne. It's been years that this man's been worn down. She's seeing it now. She's seeing it now. Oh, don't you dare. Thorn, I swear to God, you put a scratch on her. I mean, I understand why you're jealous, but sis, it ain't gonna work out for you.
10 delts left.
I always knew Thorne was gonna have to go down. Y'all was getting on me for not liking her in episode 1. She needs to go down. I know a hag when I see one. Her and the bullhead, same level for me right now. Dare put your crosshairs on Michonne again.
You needed help.
Follow a chain of command or order fails.
Whatever, you suck at your job. Just admit it.
I put my neck out for her.
For you.
Oh, she's supposed to just die out there. Okay.
We need to take care of this. Us.
There is no us.
Take
Just
the
so you
consignee
know.
back. I don't want to see it again. Major General Beale wants to brief you. You're moving up.
No. Great. It's the way she actually thinks that she actually has this dynamic with Rick. This us business. No, ma'am, there is no us. There's you and there's me. And my wife. She's so jealous of Michonne. It's a disease.
You should come take a look at my quarters.
I'd rather not.
Beautiful view of the Cascades. She hasn't seen me. Oh, there it is. She saw me.
Michonne, breathe. Breathe.
If I have to knock you out, I'll put you on that goddamn boat myself. I belong here. You don't, and you will never change that. It's over. Everything we had is broken. You hear me?
Oh, Richard, I don't know about this. I don't know about this. Michonne says, I love y'all, but no, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. See, even God's mad at you, Rick. That was too much. You better apologize. God's mad at you.
I'm sorry.
You did try.
I don't know if we'll be back.
Michonne! Don't you dare end the episode either. Don't you dare. You bastards. Oh my God. What the hell, Michonne? What the hell? This woman just threw herself and her man out of a chopper. She said, if I can't have you, no one will. I'ma kill my ex. Like, what the hell? Like, hello? Alexa, play Kill Bill. Like, what's going on? Okay, well, that was episode 3. Bye indeed. She said bye. Let's just jump out without a parachute. We don't know where we're landing. Okay, sorry. I need to take a minute to collect myself. That I was not expecting that. Of all things, I was not expecting that. I knew they had to get out somehow, but that's not what I was thinking. Okay. Whew, let's bring it back. So this episode, a lot of seeing the two of them trying to make it work inside of the CRM, and obviously not easy. I said it last episode and I reinforce it now. These two have no chill. They have no ability to just not grab. First of all, they can't not be themselves, right? I really think it's very telling that Beale talked to Rick and said, you know, I know Okafor was sure about you, but I'm still not sure about you, Rick, right? He said Rick, not Thorne, because I had a feeling Thorne was going to drink the Kool-Aid. I got that from episode 1. But Rick, even though he's trying, like he's very much walking the steps, his heart is never going to be in it, because that's just not him. Rick has always been his own man. He's always been a leader. And obviously Beale can still sense that. Even though Rick is broken right now, he's not the Rick that he was before. That spirit in him can't be, that full spirit of who he is, that will never fully be broken. And Beale can still sense it. He can still feel that Rick has it in him, or at least has the potential to have it in him at any given moment. But anyways, it's very interesting to see that, and then of course with Michonne, like Michonne can't chill. Like Rick's like, just be a bee, just chill. Again, just like Rick, she can say the word, she can walk the steps. But when I said it in the episode, when you meet somebody who's genuinely confident, someone who genuinely knows who they are, to their core, it's just something that it doesn't need to be loud, right? People always think that confidence means you act like the way that Negan did, or the way the governor did, or even the way Jadis acts. That's all false bravado. Someone who's truly, genuinely strong and confident, it's in their soul, like it just radiates from them, and people can sense it. And that's why they're drawn to A's, to leaders, because they can feel that natural, intrinsic charisma and confidence that they have. They don't need to say it out loud. They don't need to make a display or a show. Although, I mean, Michonne, she can handle herself, okay? The way she was handling them walkers was a little fancy. She might have been a little extra there. But again, it wasn't because she was showing off. It's just because she don't know how to be anything but a badass. That's like asking Usain Bolt to not run well when he's doing a race. Like, you just, if you're good at something, you're good. That's all there is to it. Plus, I mean, the woman's had over 10 years of practice killing these things, right? So Anyway, this natural badassery that they both have, they just can't not radiate it. And of course, being around each other, I've said it many times before, Rick and Michonne, they are each other's best. Like they bring out the best of each other. They are each other's better halves. They are soulmates in every way, shape, or form. They're two sides of the same coin, but in a way that complements each other. And it's funny because this show has inspired me to start rewatching a lot of the stuff from the past. And I'm looking at so many parallels. Like Michonne and Rick have done so many of the same things and handled situations so similarly throughout their time, whether they were separate or together. Like they are each other. Like I just explained it. They very much are each other in so many ways, and they complement each other, and they gravitate to each other. They always have. And even now, even though they're trying to be apart and they're trying to act like they only know each other loosely, the gravitational force is there and people are sensing it. I mean, it doesn't help that Rick is literally like puppy eyes every time she walks by. Like that man loves her so damn much. It's not even funny. And vice versa. Like Michonne can't even help getting her little girlish grin every time she sees that man. Like they're it's still insanely in love with each other, even though they haven't seen each other in 9 years. Do you know how insanely in love you have to be with someone to have that long distance of a relationship? And not even long distance, like no contact up until recently, and still have the fire burning just as hot, if not brighter than before? It's crazy. It's crazy. Like, oh, I love this love story so much. But anyway, coming back to the episode, not working out for them, keeping a low profile. And we see that Jadis, we got the history on that, actually. We finally got the history on this long-standing deal, because I didn't really pick up on it as much last episode because I was just so angry at seeing Jadis' stupid face that I didn't realize that she was saying long-standing. And I was like, wait, so Rick and Jadis have interfaced since she brought him in, which I thought maybe he remembered when she brought him in, but we see that she did wait for him and she did let him know about what was going on. We see that Rick was not happy, understandably said to her, I'm not happy about this situation. I didn't ask to be here and you've locked me away from my family. But at that time, in that point of time, I will give this to Jada. She was right. Like Rick wouldn't have survived, right? His injuries were too severe. He would have definitely died if he'd stayed in Alexandria, right? I love that Rick showed right away that he's no dummy. He's like, yeah, so how did you get into the CRM again? How exactly did you get this promotion that's going well for you? Oh, it was because of me, right? Because you brought me in, right? So he knew that she's not some altruistic person, that she absolutely did it because there was some benefit for her to bringing him in. But either way, we know now what the long-standing deal was, is that he was basically going to keep his mouth shut about the fact that he wasn't really a B, and also some of the other stuff she did pre-CRM in exchange for the fact that she was going to let him live his life there. Let him live his life. But anyways, we see that Jadis has basically put another noose around his neck saying that, hey, if anything happens to me, I have information that will go to General Beale. He'll know everything and you'll lose everything anyway. Because she knows Rick, right? Because she's like, you want to kill me? And he's like, I will. I was like, it was a little hot. Like, oh, we got a little flashback of Murder Rick when he was like, I will. And here's the weapon I'm going to do it with. And here's where. But anyways, he's, like I said in the last episode, he's been worn down a lot. Okafor did a lot of emotional manipulation over many years with Rick to break him down and to use that hero complex and I say hero complex only in the sense of when it comes to people that Rick loves, we know this since season 1. Rick will do anything for the people he loves. That's what drives Rick. That's what literally keeps him breathing. And he used that to manipulate and wear Rick down and wear his resolve down, because Rick just could never live with the idea that he was the reason why the people he loved died. He just wouldn't be able to live with that. He can't. We saw how much he snapped over Lori, and that wasn't even directly his fault in any way, but he still felt responsible for Lori, and he went mad for how long just over that. So imagine if he lost Michonne or Judith over that. He doesn't even know about RJ yet. So he can't live with that. And Okafor figured that out, and he kept pushing that button until it finally wore Rick down. And then, like I said, Jadis is just reaping the rewards of all that work that Okafor did. But anyways, I really loved that in that moment before Jadis left, when Rick said, well, you never threatened you never threatened Alexandria or anyone before when I tried to run, and I told you to your face that I was going to run. Why are you suddenly doing it now? And she's like, yeah, you were alone before, but now that Michonne's here, the two of you can do anything, right? So I love that and again, it's so funny. It shows you how out of it Rick is right now, because that should have been his fire. Hearing someone else acknowledge the fact that the two of them create a force that is insane, that the love they have for each other and the strength that they both have and that drive that they both have make them bloody unstoppable. The fact that, that she notices that Rick couldn't even see that. He still was just like, oh, but you know what I mean? He's still trying to go at it alone, I guess, is that he's still very much in this, I gotta do this myself mentality. But anyhow, now we know the whole situation with Jadis and where she's at. She's basically like, look, if you either figure out a way to get her out of here or make sure that she's gonna stay, either way, y'all just can't mess up my plan because it's gonna come back to me, or so she thinks. But I'm like, how the hell is it gonna come back to you, Jadis? Like, you brought him in 9 years ago. They can't possibly still be like making you accountable for a grown-ass man's decisions 10 years after you brought him in. But anyway, so now we know that situation and we see that Rick is feeling like there's just no way. We also find out that he got Thorne to help him because he knew that his word wouldn't be enough to keep Michonne in. And we find out that, again, apparently even the panel who interviewed her didn't really buy her act of being a bee, but because of Thorne, they decided to go with her decision and let Michonne in. So Michonne's doing a terrible job, is the point. She's not doing a very good job of pretending to be. She needs to learn, take more lessons from Carol on how to pretend to be weak and sad and beggarly when she comes into a new community. So we know that this is how Michonne got in, but now because of that, Rick knows he owes Thorne. He knows that the people are picking up on the fact that Michonne's a badass. He saw her taking out walkers like an absolute queen. He's realizing she's just never going to fit into this B role that he's assigned her to. Like, she's always going to be that badass. So we see that he figures out that he thinks that he has to send her out. Like, he's got to send her out. Right. And we even saw that when Jadis kind of broke him down in the room and he said to her, like, to Jadis, she doesn't belong here. Like, don't punish her. Like, let me get her out of here because she doesn't belong here. And then Jadis said, but she came here. But how would she know? Like, it just bothers me that Jadis is just acting like Michonne would have had any idea of what the CRM is and what was going on. How would she know? But anyways, so Rick, with that mentality of she doesn't belong here, I've already been broken down. I've already been locked into it. I've given up, but let me get her out of here. And we see that he goes and creates an elaborate plan to get her out and make it seem like she died. And then with the help of Jadis, because she's high enough up, then they can make it look like she actually died and they won't actually go looking for her. But again, I don't know what Rick was thinking. He should have known there was no way in hell Michonne was going to leave, especially like that. Like, there's just no way, especially after everything she's been through. But Rick isn't himself right now. Let's be real. Rick is still very much the version of himself that Okafor molded him into. And so that's what also Michonne is starting to figure out. And I thought it was really poetical in the episode when Michonne said, in her notes, her letters to Shoto, where she's like, I'm not so sure if I know who the brave man is. Like, she kept saying it like the brave man still wasn't here, right? So I think it's very interesting the language they're using, describing the Rick of the past, of the brave guy, but that's not who Rick is right now. Rick is a different version of Rick. And I said this last episode that Michonne's going to have to recognize that Rick is not the same man that she left 9 years ago, or that left 9 years ago. And it's not because he wants to be per se. He had to adapt in the way that he did. And she's going to have to recognize that he's not that man completely anymore, reconcile that, and then see what she can do to work with it. Because she's just expecting him to snap back into Rick mode. And it's been 9 years. So there's going to have to be some talks. It's going to take time, is my point. Like, Michonne's only been back in his life for, we don't even know, but I'm assuming it's only been a few weeks or maybe a few months at this point. Rick has been in the CRM for years, nearly a decade. A lot has happened, a lot of mental and emotional distress and trauma for him. And he hasn't had time to process any of that yet. So again, I'm hoping that Michonne can understand at some point that while Rick absolutely needs some sense knocked into him, she also needs to have a little bit of patience and a little bit of empathy and understanding for the fact that he has to go through some things on his own, and that she's going to have to give him time to build himself back up. And she can help him with that. If there's anyone who can help him remember who he is, it's her. But she needs to recognize that it's not going to come back, because she's been out there. She's gotten to be herself this whole time. He's had to change who he is to adapt to this new environment and survive. So yeah, it's interesting to see now that she's starting to figure that out, and it's frustrating. And oh my gosh, their little fight. My God, even when they fight, it's hot. It's not fair, guys. Even when they fight, I was like, yes, bring it. She was mad as hell, understandably, when she realized what he was trying to do. And as I said, all she had to do was give him that look. And even when he did his whole speech about how, I said, if you love me, you'll leave and all this stuff. And she didn't even say anything. Like I said, listen, when you're a woman, if you're fighting with your women, man, and she either starts laughing and goes, okay, or just don't say nothing with that look on her face, you in trouble. Just know you are in deep trouble. I mean, she's thinking of some stuff in her head right now that is so bad that if she says it out loud, the devil gonna cringe. Okay, just know that. So Michonne was cursing that man out in her head. But like I said, she's got to learn that there's gonna be some adjustments for Rick and that they're gonna take time. But we see they're having that little fight. And in the middle of all of this, Thorne gets promoted and she's in the sauce, right? She's really drinking this Kool-Aid now. And now that she's actually moving up the way Okafor said, she is really starting to believe in this whole thing. She's becoming a true believer. And now she wants Rick to come with her. She wants Rick to join her on drinking the Kool-Aid. But she can already sense that Rick is not the same since coming back from that plane crash. She doesn't realize it's from Michonne right away, but she knows that there's still something that's holding him back. And I know there's some people who are speculating that she has developed feelings, like romantic feelings for Rick. It's possible. I don't sense that from her yet, but she definitely has an attachment to Rick. There's no doubt about that. She definitely cares a lot about him. And we heard that she calls him family now. We'll get to that in a second. But we see that she gets the echelon briefing, which Okafor told him that they would. And the one thing Okafor never got a chance to tell her, what she told Rick, was to swear on the sword, right? And I kept wondering, like, none of us knew what that meant in episode 1. But now at the funeral for Okafor, we saw that General Beale has a sword, and he did a whole speech about the sword. I didn't care about it because honestly, war stuff it bores me. But anyway, that's the sword I think they're talking about. And I'm thinking maybe he gives an option to the people when he does the echelon. We don't know because Rick hasn't had the echelon briefing yet. But anyway, he told him to swear on the sword. So I think there was something to do with maybe when they had that briefing, there was probably something he would have to do. And Okafor said he would know what to do when the time came. So anyway, my guess is she didn't swear on the sword. I don't know. Or maybe Okafor already did tell her. I don't know, because Okafor and Thorne were having conversations we never got to see as an audience. But anyhow, she is more hyped than ever coming back from this echelon briefing and her promotion. And she really wants Rick to get on board. But she's like, now that I'm on my way up, I don't want Michonne holding me back, or Dana, right? She knows that Dana is not what she says she is. She's like, I can see it. She's absolutely an A. I feel like she's going to get us in trouble. I'm thinking I don't want her to be my problem. Like, basically, she's letting Rick know she's expendable to me now. So this is another reason why Rick is so desperate to get Michonne out. He's like, now I don't have Thorne. Thorne will take her out because, like she said, if anything goes wrong with Michonne, it's gonna blow back on me now. So she's got Thorne on his neck. He's got Jadis breathing down his neck. And then he's got Beale saying, I still don't even know if I trust you. So I completely understood why Rick did what he did this episode. I was frustrated. It hurt me, but I know why he was doing it. Like, he really, and from his perspective, there is no way out that's not going to end in either Michonne dying, or the people he knows back home dying, or everyone dying. So he doesn't know what else to do. He feels, again, fully trapped. And you understand why he's so desperate to get Michonne out of there in any way, shape, or form. But we see that when that doesn't work, she decides to, Thorne decides she's going to try and be the badass. Like, she's trying to, I don't know what the hell she was trying to do with that whole thing where she took Michonne out and is like, yeah, I know you're not exactly what you say you are. I'm trying to figure out, why did you save Rick? Like, what's going on? And I think she was trying to do her whole thing like Okafor did. Like, she's trying to be Okafor. It's not working, to assess whether or not Michonne really is a B. And we see that she's looking to get her knife. She's looking like she's going to take Michonne out. If she didn't believe what Michonne was saying, she was going to try to take Michonne out. But thankfully, we see that Rick was not going to let that happen. But I think that Thorne picked up enough to realize that Rick was not going to help her. Rick was definitely going to take her out if she tried to take Michonne out. But Thorne, I think, is still keeping a lot of her cards close to her vest where that's concerned. But I don't think she recognized the connection between Rick and Michonne yet at that point. We then see that she decides to take Michonne on this mission that they've got in the helicopters at this base that Rick's supposed to be assigned to going forward, because now that she's been promoted, she takes her on this mission. And this is when she finally gets the full scale of the ridiculous amount of badass that Michonne is. She already sensed it, let's be real. But when Michonne, she couldn't even get that damn whatever the hell it was called out of the mud. Like, bless your heart. I'm sure you're really good at some things, Thorne, but you just got to recognize that you're soft. All right, you're soft. You've been behind these walls for how long? And even out there, yeah, you might have been out on a skiff or whatever, but you have not been out there the way that Michonne isn't out there. And the one thing about Michonne, as a side note, that a lot of people forget, is that if there's anybody who can actually badass it and go at it alone, it's Michonne. Rick cannot. Rick has always needed people. Rick's fuel is saving people. What keeps Rick going, what makes Rick strong, is protecting the people he loves. When he doesn't have that, he shrivels away, as we've seen. Michonne was out there for years with 2 walkers on chains. That woman can actually do the world alone. If there's anybody that can solo this world, it's Michonne. Know that, okay? She loves Rick, don't get me wrong. They are each other's soulmates, and as long as he's breathing, she's gonna be there. But if there's anyone that can go on without him, it's her, okay? Out of those 2, the one that can go on without the other, it's Michonne. But I digress. So Michonne, after she sees, whatever the hell that was that Thorne tried, she goes and she shows the badass she is. Not only does she take the damn thing her damn self, she mows down these walkers like it's literally her pre-workout. It's nothing. And then of course Rick joins her because, like I said, that man was turned on as hell. He's like, now I remember why I fell in love with you again. My wife is a badass. So of course he gets in and they're working together. And like I said, anyone who watches Rick and Michonne together can see that's dancing. It's art. It's a masterpiece because it's just 2 beautiful badasses just spreading their absolute just amazingness around anyone who's blessed enough to be near. So anyways, they make up, which is very cute. In that whole moment, they have their little moment where they make up. And again, we see Michonne try to appeal to Rick, like, let's try, like, can we please try to get out of here? And he was like, she was thinking, let's go right now. And he's like, no, we can't go like this, which is true. Like, again, Michonne, bless her heart, I get she's desperate, but they definitely would have been found on foot. But anyhow, she's kind of like, all right, I tried. Attempt 2, didn't quite work, but at least I'm maybe getting in there. And we see that while they're working together, that Thorne has her moment of she puts Michonne in the crosshairs because she recognizes. And some people might interpret this as she saw the 2 of them working together and jealousy, not just over the fact that Michonne is clearly a better badass than she is and she's not been in the CRM and been trained and all that stuff, but possible competition. And I think that could be somewhat true. I think that whatever her feelings are for Rick, Thorne's, she doesn't want competition for those feelings, and Michonne 1000% is for that because she doesn't realize that is the love of his life. But right now you can see, and I mentioned that in the episode, Thorne definitely thinks she's got a rapport with Rick that's very unique. And in a way she does, because she's definitely closer to this version of Rick than Michonne is to the old version of Rick. But anyway, she thinks about taking the shot. She thinks about ending Michonne right there, and Rick doesn't let it happen, thank God. But I think that was, again, what Thorne now knows. She knows that this is not some casual connection between the 2 of them, because that's twice now that Rick was willing to either hurt her or hurt himself to protect Michonne. So as I said, I don't trust Thorne. I do think that Thorne will definitely try to get Michonne out of the way in any way, shape, or form she can, because she knows Michonne's a problem if she stuck around. And then she tells Rick that, Beale is planning on promoting him. So he needs to get it together because they're both going to be in a place now where they can't screw up anymore. So that's where we're at. And then of course we see Jadis is at that same base, and she and Michonne finally see each other. Well, Michonne sees her. And of course Michonne's got valid questions as to like, why is she here? What's going on? And Rick's like, we ain't got time. And you definitely can't go and run up on her right now. Although let's be real. If Michonne did, she could have ended it right there. But anyway, that's what ends up happening. And then they end up on that plane, that helicopter. And we see that Michonne is just staring at Rick. Oh, wait, I forgot. Before we even get to that, the part that was so heartbreaking, I'm already trying to block it out. Rick basically tells her very harshly that what they have is broken and that it'll never be the way it was. And she's got to go. And if he's got to knock her out, he's getting her out of there because he doesn't belong. She belongs there. She doesn't. He basically says, we don't belong together anymore. You need to go home. And a hurtful part is that he means it at that point. And again, not because he doesn't love her. I know, we all know that he loves her more than he loves himself, but that's how locked and scared he is at this point. Because now that he knows he's about to be promoted, he knows it's getting harder and harder. The web is getting tighter and tighter. And so he says those ridiculously hurtful words to her. And for a lot of people, that would be it. I know, I was like, damn, I don't know. My man said all that to me. I don't know that I'd be okay with even wanting to continue to try to get him back at that point. But Michonne is different. Michonne's built different, and she knows her man better than anybody. And she knows that Rick will pull away and that he will push away when he's scared. And he's done it before. What it reminds me of is back in season 5. Yeah, back in season 5, when they first arrived at Alexandria and he wasn't mentally ready to let himself believe that Alexandria could be a place that could be safe again. And remember, that's when he started to get secretive. He started to hide things from Michonne. He basically started to build a wall between the two of them. And Michonne could sense it, but she didn't push him about it. And then eventually we know what ended up happening. And remember, after all of that, Rick had that moment where he tried to give Michonne the gun back. And Michonne said, no, I trust you. Like, I'm with you no matter what. And I feel like this is another one of those moments where Michonne knows that Rick is pushing her away right now because he's scared. In the end, we see that she decides to take his ass out of a helicopter during a storm because she said, listen, we're not doing this. We're going down together one way or another. Either we're leaving together or we're leaving this earth together. That's it. Know that. She pulled a Kill Bill at the end. So they're out there now, and I don't know what is going to come of them. I mean, they're definitely going to be looked for. There's no doubt they're going to be looked for no matter what, because they've jumped out of a perfectly fine helicopter. But I do think that Rick being away from the CRM, at least for a period of time, they can finally have the conversations they need to have. And we'll see what happens from that point, because we only have God, I can't believe we're already halfway through the episodes. There's not much left, so we'll have to see what happens, but I am very much looking forward to seeing those conversations and seeing if Michonne can finally break through to this man in some way and help him understand that they have to try at least one more time and that they're stronger together. They've always been stronger together. Another fantastic episode, honestly. It's such a good series. It's so good. It's so good. And once again, Andy and Denai proving that they are the masterful people behind all of this, that make this go, that make this work, that drive this show along. It was just so much fun to watch. I enjoyed it a lot. And I'm very much looking forward to episode 4 because apparently that is the one that Denai wrote. So I cannot wait for next week. And yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. And I hope you guys enjoyed watching with me. I'm sorry I kind of rambled a lot after this episode, but there was a lot to talk about. But I hope you guys stuck it out. If you did, thank you so much. And I hope you enjoyed watching with me. Please show some love to the video if you did. And I will see you in the next one.